Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is a very bad title. Seriously, who signed off on that? Why not just Axel or just Foley? Or just Axel Foley? Drop that F, it sucks. Behind that bad title, though, is a pretty good addition to the franchise. It brings back nearly all of the iconic characters from the previous movies, like Rosewood and Taggart, even Serge and Jeffrey. Unfortunately, Bogomil is not here. In fact, I don't even think he was mentioned in this movie, which I thought seemed strange. But it does deliver a nice mix of action and humor that fans of the series should appreciate. Eddie Murphy's reprisal as Axel Foley is as charismatic as ever, bringing his trademark charm and energy to the screen. And you know, Axel Foley might be my favorite character that Eddie Murphy has ever played.
Axel. Axel?
Axel Foley. Axel.
Well.
For those that don't know, 1980s Eddie Murphy was a goddamn force of nature. He was doing Saturday Night Live, he's doing big time movies, he's doing his own stand-up comedy specials, he was everywhere. So I'm very pleased that after all these years, Axel Foley still feels like Axel. I'm not sure where that iconic laugh of his went though, he must have left it in Detroit. Outside of that, though, his interactions with the returning characters are a highlight of this movie, showing the chemistry that made the first films in this franchise so beloved. So I guess I was a bit surprised, shocked even, that there weren't more scenes involving the big three altogether. Even so, the nostalgic nods to earlier installments, of which there are many, are well executed, and they're adding a little something to the story without feeling overly forced. For the most part, anyway. I will tell you what did feel forced, though, was the subplot involving Axel trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter. It was somewhat contrived, to say the least, and it lacked any kind of emotional resonance that one might expect. Her inclusion here is an attempt to add depth to Axel's character, which is just unneeded in my opinion. It misses the mark by a large margin and legit feels like a distraction from the main strengths of this movie. What makes this worse is this element probably didn't need to be included at all. At no point in the first three movies are we aware of Axel having any kids, so clearly this is just shoehorned in here for reasons I can't explain. And for a character like Axel, who is the embodiment of charisma, to have a daughter that is anything but that seems like a huge miss to me. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Kevin Bacon are in this flick, and they both do an adequate job with their roles. But I was not a fan that both of them had more screen time than both Judge Reinhold and John Ashton. Reinhold's Billy Rosewood is in this movie for about 10 minutes. And outside of Axel, Billy is one of the best parts of the original films. So seeing him sidelined for Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a letdown.
God, I miss you, Axel.
The action sequences are solid, they're well choreographed, maintaining the fast-paced momentum that fans of the series have come to expect, albeit with some funny scenes involving golf carts and buggies and shit that were rather not fast. The movie is filled with these chase sequences, and they felt very familiar in this franchise, in a good way. The shootout at the end of the film, while not amazing, it did feel right at home. The blending of humor and action is well balanced. Murphy's comedic timing is still on point, even in the more intense scenes. The soundtrack to this movie was fantastic. It included all of the songs and the themes from the original movies, and it used them to great effect. Every single time the main theme played, it put a big ass smile on my face. Overall, Beverly Hills Cop 4 succeeds in bringing back the essence of Axel Foley with Eddie Murphy's solid performance, his funny interactions with the returning characters, although I do wish there were more of them. My biggest gripe is the completely unnecessary father-daughter plot. It didn't add any value, and it only kept an otherwise decent movie from becoming great. If Netflix decides to make another one of these, and I hope they do, I hope they lean in a bit more to the things that made the first couple of movies so awesome. And by that, I mean Rosewood, Taggart, and Foley.
Foley.
Did you say Foley?
So if you're a fan of Eddie Murphy's comedy or just the Beverly Hills Cop franchise in general, Axel F is definitely worth a look for its solid action, its funny dialogue, and a giant shot of nostalgia. And that is all I'm going to say on this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Get down in the comment section and let me know what you thought of this movie. Where would you rank it amongst the other films in the franchise? Let me know. I'm out of here.